Hey everyone, this is Joyful Anime 19 and back at you with a new what if video of what if Deku had Beast Boy's powers. Okay, to start this off, Deku man Deku Deku is in kindergarten and I got this idea from the Infinite Dragon Sorcerer. His video was awesome, and I liked it. I think everyone should watch his videos because they're awesome. So I got this idea from him, so I decided to make my own version of what if Deku had Beast Boy's powers. So here we go. In this timeline, Deku is the doctor says that he has a transformation quirk, and Inko asks what kind of transformation quirk does he have? What can he transform into? And the doctor says they don't know what he can transform into, or who it could be. Because we all know how transformation quirks work. They could be like people or animals or something out of a fairy tale book or something like that. They don't know what he has, but then they go to the zoo and Deku does, and everybody tries to write down what animal they like, and Deku doesn't know which one to pick. He just likes them all because they're so amazing. And then something happens. A man walks by and he has this how do I say this? Deku sees the guy and he sees that he has a gun. And his hand is covered in blood. Deku can smell the blood on him. And so Deku goes to a police officer and tells him that there's a strange man that smells like blood. That smells like he has blood, that he's bleeding or has blood on him, and that he told him that he has a gun. And the police officer goes to the man and he sees the blood, but it isn't the man's own. It isn't the man's blood. It's someone else's. And so the police officer puts up his gun and says, Stay right there. Don't even think about moving. You're under arrest." And the police officer sees the man's face, and he's a wanted fugitive for the death of about 10 people in the city. And the man says, "Damn it. I can't get caught right now. Ugh. I have to." Then he runs off and he sees a kid, and she says, "Don't even think about coming any closer. I will shoot this kid." And Deku sees this and he's wondering what's happening, and the police officer is saying, There's no need to do anything rash. Just put the kid down and come quietly." No, I won't come quietly. I won't do as you say. "Put the gun down and give it to me." "Give me the damn gun now." "I can't do that. I'm a police officer. I'm supposed to take you in." "Then I guess you don't care what happens to this brat then." "Wait. I'll give you my gun." Then Deku sees this and he can't let this happen. So out of nowhere he transforms into he transforms into a rat. I don't know, or he transforms into a rat and then jumps at the man and jumps out to the villain and he bites him. Duh! Damn it! What the, a rat? Duh. And then Deku falls off because the man pulled him off his neck. And Deku is a little hurt right now. But he just... So this is my quirk. It seems I can transform into animals. As long as I know which one I'm going to transform into. So Deku lunges at the villain once again, but this time as a bird, and keeps pecking at him. And the man was getting annoyed by this, and tries to shoot Deku, and then he accidentally let go of his hostage. Then the police officer goes for it and shoot and pushes the man on the ground, and that's how everything happened. The girl was so scared that she eventually passed out when she got freed from the man's grasp and ran away. She passed out from everything that happened. Deku was a little bruised up, but he wasn't hurt that badly, so he's okay. He heard that the girl was awake and it's okay. So we went to visit her, and she said, "Hey, are you okay?" And then the girl says, "Who are you?" My name is Shizuku Midoriya. So I was wondering if you were okay. Why are you asking me that? And the doctor says, this is the boy that saved you. He helped you out. And he also went ahead to find you, and you were passed out. And so Deku decides, and they become close friends. So yeah, Deku is now a hero in her eyes. And he said that I will become a hero in the future. I want to be a hero just like All Might, even though I have a transformation quirk. But still, I want to be a hero. And the girl says, me too. I also want to be a hero as well. And let's see, who's the girl? Who should she be? It should be Froppy. Froppy is there. Froppy and Deku become friends. And then out of nowhere, Deku doesn't actually turn green. That doesn't actually turn green. He still has his normal skin color, so yeah, he's okay. Deku now learns that he has a transformation quirk that allows him to transform into any animal he wants. So he decides to visit the zoo a bit often, so he can know which one he wants to transform into. But he doesn't need that since he can transform into any kind he wants without even looking or even knowing which one to transform into. So yeah. And yes, and this one is a bit different. In this what if it's a bit different. Deku's clothing don't actually rip, don't actually get torn apart when he transforms. So Deku's clothes like disappear, like like how shapeshifters when they transform, their clothing also transforms into different clothing. It's kind of like that, but they disappear then when he transforms back to his old self, his clothes are back. His clothes are back. They're back with him. So the doctor said that this is a psychological phenomenon. So yeah, Deku grows up, and 5 years then he's already 15 at starting anime. And what if Deku and Bakugo don't actually meet? They don't actually see each other. Actually see one another. So Bakugo grows up without even Deku being around him. But Deku now knows how to control his powers and decides to become and he sees that everything that people are getting hurt, so he decides to become a vigilante. Yes, in this what if, Deku is a vigilante. Deku is a vigilante in this what if. Deku goes out at night wearing a mask. Deku goes out at night wearing a mask. He wearing a mask and a costume. And Deku is... Sorry about the loud music, I'll turn it down. Deku becomes a vigilante when he's about 11 years old. He helps out. Then a few heroes have a conference about this guy, and Deku saves his first civilian, and it was a couple who were being mugged, and he sees the guy and he says, "Hey, what do you think you're doing? Let them go." And the two guys say, "Who are you? Wait a minute. Are you a kid? Go away. This is none of your business, brat." "I'm sorry, but this is my business." So Deku transforms into a bear. Now who's the kid? And the muggers are like scared. What the hell? A bear? And the guy says, "We don't stand a chance, dude. Come on, let's just go." "No, we could..." "Fine. We'll remember this." Sorry about that. Deku asks if they're okay, and they said that they are okay, and they're wondering what they should call him. And Deku decides on his name, Beastman. No, wait a minute. Yeah, Beastman. So this day 4, Deku makes a reputation out of himself, makes his own debut, and his reputation as a vigilante sprouts. And the heroes are having a conference about what they should do about him. That he's a vigilante who's breaking the rules and telling everyone that it's okay to use your powers without actually having a hero license. And Mr. Aizawa hears this, and he thinks of a plan and decides to go out at night. Since Deku works at night and works mostly in the night, and they sometimes see him in the daytime, jumping from building to building. Sorry. So Razorhead goes out, and he finds Deku, Beastman, and Deku says, "Who's there? Show yourself." And Razorhead comes and jumps over, and he says, "So you're Beastman. the vigilante. Wait, you're Razorhead. And Deku thinks in his mind, why is Razorhead chasing? Why is Razorhead following me? And then he asks, why are you following me? He said. Then Razorhead says that you are breaking that you are a vigilante and you are using your powers and you are showing others that it's okay to use your powers in public. And Deku says that Deku says he's just helping out. There's nothing wrong with just helping out. I just wanted to help out just like you do. And Razorhead says that that's okay, but still, you can't just go around using your powers however you feel like. Doesn't matter how you feel, you should have a hero license to do all this. And so he lunges at Deku. He goes at Deku. He says, stay back down, kid. You shouldn't even be out here. Then Deku says, no, I still want to help out a few more. I still want to help out a few people. Don't get in my way. Deku is still shy and he's trying to keep it inside of him. And Razorhead goes and then says, fine, if you won't stand down, then I'll just have to arrest you. Then Deku goes and Deku jumps off, transforms into a frog and jumps above Razorhead, and then Razorhead uses his quirk on him, and for some reason it's not working on him. And Deku says I know about your quirk, Razorhead, but it seems like it doesn't work on my quirk. And then Razorhead shoots out his like bandages, like those bandages he has like there on his neck. She shoots them out at Deku, tries to grab him. But then in Beast Boy's powers, he can transform to animals. Well, Deku can also take on the attributes of animals, so he doesn't really need to transform into them. Deku takes on the jumping abilities of the frog again. And Deku says, I don't even need to transform to dodge that. To even dodge that. So you're going to have a hard time even catching me. And Deku gets away. And Razorhead knows that Deku is holding back some power, some strength. And he wouldn't even attack Razorhead. And Razorhead is interested in Beastman and Deku. And the heroes try to also capture him because he's a vigilante and he's not allowed to use his powers without a hero license. And so, yeah, that's what Deku's life is like. Well, mostly. He only turned into a vigilante about when he was 11. And he decides to stop being a vigilante when he turns 15. He turns 15 and decides that if he keeps this up, then one day he'll come back home with a bunch of cuts and bruises. And so Deku decides to continue his vigilante work only a short time. And Deku so we're going to leave it off here for now. We're going to leave it off here and watch part 2 of this video if you want to watch part 2. Comment down below of what you think of this video.